Jerome, put on that Bobby Womack.
Nah, girl, I want to go way back. Oh, yeah, check this out.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not
anymore. Sorry, people. What's going on, y'all? Hold on. We're going to put that back on because I love that song.
a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was just a little.
What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the In the Zone podcast. It is your boy B Foster. Brian Foster is in the building. Welcome to another Saturday edition of Classic Cinema. Every Saturday, we sit back and we break down some of our favorite flicks. I know these are some of y'all's favorite episodes. We've been focused on The Best Man for the past couple of weeks. But now we're going to bring it back into actually a movie that came out the same year as The Best Man, The Wood. Let me introduce my co-host and hostess for the day. Reese done made his phone fall, and we're looking at his ceiling, so we're going to come back to him. First and foremost, we got my girl. You all know her. She's been on a couple of episodes. She broke down Black Panther with us last month. It's my girl Shelly Shell. What's happening?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing? Happy New Year.
I'm good. Happy New Year. Getting ready for J6. You know what we do.
Oh, snap. If anybody got that Facebook open, we going to hear your mic, so turn it down. Get ready. Y'all know you Greeks, I swear. You January Greeks. We're going to do y'all like we do in church. Happy founders to all the January babies.
That's it. You know
y'all
how
all
it
the
goes.
coverage. Then we got my man in the building. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. It's my boy Reese Xavier. What's happening, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Appreciate it. Happy to be here as always.
Happy New Year.
Always. Happy New Year, my guy.
Thank you.
Let me edit my post real here, get us live in a couple of places. Edit my privacy, make that public. Boom. So how was New Year's? How was the holidays? Everybody get it going?
It was cool. It was quiet. Did some grown and sexy things. Just chilling. Had a little dinner party and popped some champagne at midnight. It was nice.
Nice. You said some grown and sexy things. That's not what my head went. I'm glad you cleared that up for me. What about you, brother Reese? How were the holidays?
Man, I didn't do anything. Hung out with the family. I couldn't ask for more.
Mm-hmm. That's all it is. That's what it's about. I will bet. So, as I said, we're going to break down today. We're going to break down the classic, The Wood. Now, in my head, I'm going to be honest until I sat back, watched it again, and did a little bit of research. I always thought The Wood was like a few years after The Best Man and Brown Sugar and all that for some reason. And I realized The Wood and The Best Man came out in 99, the same year. I didn't recognize that. So, this is in that era, and we've talked about this on several pods. This is in that era of finally we're getting some recognition in Hollywood. Finally, we're getting shown as, professional, middle class. Not everything is a gangster shit. Not the boys in the hood, Minister Society. Every time we in the hood shooting shit up type stuff. We got another side of life, and they tend to delve into the romantic comedy side, starting with Boomerang and Love Jones, and then we got your Brown Sugars, we got your The Woods. But it's more of a coming of age than a romance. The Brothers, all this type of stuff. But they generally circle around some type of romantic or love life interest. So The Wood, as I mentioned, came out in 1999. It's about three cats that grew up in Inglewood, California. Omar Epps' character is this guy named Mike. He moves from North Carolina to Inglewood, and he meets Rome and Slim, who wind up becoming his lifelong buddies. They adopt him for whatever reason. They find some common interests, and they become boys. And the story is really about them growing up a little bit. And then Rome is getting married. I'm assuming they're around 25, 26 at this point, and has kind of vamped, disappeared. Is having second thoughts about the wedding. And it's kind of this journey from them meeting and getting into high school and so on and so forth, and coming to grips with becoming an adult, letting go of some of your childish ways, and really kind of figuring out and navigating this early adult lifehood while they like what is like parallel to how they were trying to figure out elementary school and high school and all that good stuff, and just friendship and the brotherly bonds. So, Reese, I'm interested. Where's the first place you saw it? Who were you with? How many times have you watched it? How do you connect to this flick?
I don't even think I saw this in the movie theaters. So it must have been on, some secondhand Neva CD or something like that.
You watch CDs?
This is, DVDs, CDs, whatever it was back on. This is back in the day. So maybe I'm sharing my age a little bit. But I remember when I first saw it, I was like, man.
That's probably VHS, actually, now I'm thinking about it.
Right? It might have been. It might have been Betamax. But I remember thinking, like, this movie resonated with me a lot. And I remember thinking, like, damn, I wish I would have supported this in the theater, because I tend to think you support movies that you like, and that encourages Hollywood to make more of them.
Agreed.
So I don't remember where I was when I saw it, but I do remember seeing it for the first time and thought, like, damn, they nailed this. They nailed this joint. So that's about the answer to that one.
Cool. Now, Shell, I'm curious. As me and Reese, we probably, I'm assuming, see this from a different lens as two Black men that grew up around the time they were growing up, were in the same age bracket as when they were as adults, right? 25, 26. I got married at 25, so I'm kind of relating. But as a young lady, how are you relating to the movie? Because it's really about brotherhood, but
yeah, it's funny. Like, I was getting ready to get married myself, so kind of seeing it from that point of view as well. But it reminded me of hanging out with my girls and just when life was simple, and just even thinking about it from the same lens, right? Like when you're in that age bracket, a lot of guys don't think girls are thinking about sex, but we thinking about sex just as much as y'all thinking about sex, because we all kind of coming along together. The whole awkwardness of it, like I remember just watching certain scenes and I'm just like, oh my God, I can remember, but yeah, it's a very nostalgic watch. And it just always takes me back, even the music, just the whole dynamic of the picture. Like I just feel like it was nice to see like real life on screen. Like for me, it was a real depiction of, kind of growing up, and even in my time and where I grew up, it wasn't all gangster and it wasn't all gangs and shoot them up, kill them and everything, but it had an element, right? So for me, it was real life because it had elements of things. So like our lives wasn't perfect, but like, the middle class and your working parents being a latchkey kid and just kind of coming of age and growing up, and that whole dynamic of having people over at the house while your parents was at work, and just all of it, right? It just kind of takes me back. So I think I was a couple years out of college when it first came out. So I was living on the west side. So I think I probably saw it somewhere like the Brickyard or North Riverside Mall, somewhere like that. But yeah, I've always loved this movie and I watch it every time it's on. So yeah.
Yeah, agreed. So everybody knows, obviously, I do these podcasts every Saturday, so I'm a movie dude. So I run to the movies as soon as most stuff come out. I've seen a lot of good stuff, seen a lot of trash. But I remember distinctly going to see this with my then wife. We had just gotten married the previous year, maybe not even a year, and we went to, it was River Oaks. And it was old River Oaks, like when
with
had
the two
movie
buildings
theaters scattered all over the place.
Yes.
I was like, which theater? 6? Which building is that in?
Right.
So went to see River Oaks, and it's just always, again, it's funny just to see us represented in such a different way, and the various age ranges, like folks from my mom's age to teenagers to 25 and 35-year-old in my age range, and just like you said, it's a classic coming of age, just told from our lens.
Yeah.
So from the history of the movie, so it gets made for $6 million. $6 million. That was it. That was the budget.
That's it.
Crazy. Made like 25.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we're talking like 4 times the budget, which in Hollywood is a raging success. You don't have to be a $1 billion franchise like Black Panther to be a success. If you make 6 times your money, you won, right? And then it has this up and coming cast, which we'll get into down the road. So it has this up and coming cast and these young dudes, right? That sadly didn't really work out for none of them after this movie. And I'm be honest, as I sit back and I watched this morning because I just rewatched it, it's not that well acted. I mean, they're okay. There's a reason why the young cats didn't really go on to do anything after this, but it doesn't even really matter that they're kind of like they're a little stiff with it and a little like forced lines and whatnot. But it didn't even matter because it just takes me in this time capsule back to when I was that age. But if I'm looking at it from a pure movie like going perspective, Reese looked like he don't agree.
It's not that I don't agree because I think you're right, actually. Maybe because I was so into it and it resonated so much, I didn't even see the bad acting.
Right.
Which is crazy.
The first time today, because I'm looking at it from a reviewing it lens as opposed to just kind of sitting back and enjoying it and letting it take me on a journey. Today was the very first time I was like, this is rough. And then I looked it up and I was like, whatever happened to these young cats? What else did they do? Ooh, IMDb, pretty slim. Pretty slim after this. But so let me ask you all this. So we'll get into our favorite scenes and all that. But one of the scenes, and I kind of wanted to start the conversation off here and tell me none of my business if it's too much. But one of my favorite scenes is the first time Mike and I forgot her name now, young Sanaa.
Yeah.
First time they make it happen, right?
Yeah.
And just like you said earlier, Shell, the awkwardness and the uncomfortableness and this may be the first time I realized the first time they tried, this fool still had his gym shoes on.
Yes.
He had taken his gym shoes off.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this: Do you remember your first time?
I do.
For sexual encounter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I ain't gonna talk about it, but yes, I do.
Share it.
Well, I remember it
share
being,
what you can share.
I'll share this part. I remember it being quick.
Absolutely.
Funny.
I remember.
I remember mine too. Yeah, I feel like it was awkward like that, right? I remember it being kind of, like I told you, it was kind of on the sneak tip, right? Because growing up back then, most of us were like latchkey kids, right? So it was like playing sick, so I could stay home and then figuring out how I'm gonna get there and figuring out how I'm not gonna be seen and what time I got to get there so we could do whatever and I can be back before, So yeah, all the awkwardness, yes, definitely there. I had the luxury of actually having an experienced partner.
Okay.
So it was a little different.
That makes a difference.
But awkward all the same because I just really didn't know how to act. Right? You don't know how to act. You don't know how to be. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, I don't know. So very awkward. I remember her distinctly, saying like, what you doing? Like, take it slow. Don't hurt me. If you hurt me, I'm gonna punch you. Like I remember having the same kind of conversation, right? And just being like, yeah, like I remember I was like being like, oh, that was it? Like all of this build up for just, that? So it was just like, I don't know. And I mean, and it wasn't quick because like I said, my partner was older, so there was a lot of foreplay involved in my first time, but the actual act was very quick. And I was just like, it's over. So yeah.
Right. That was it.
Mhm. I was like, they wanted us to stay away from that. That's it. That's all, okay.
So when
So
you hooked up, did you go? Was that day? Did you have it in your head like this is happening today, or was it just kind of like, um, I'm hooking up and we kind of doing the foreplay thing as usual? And but you know what? I'm in it today. I'm gonna let it go.
it was very planned.
Okay.
Very planned, right? Because we had been together a while and we had done like everything before, and I was just like, okay, I'm just okay. I'm just gonna let it be this today. Today is the day. So I knew what I was doing when I went,
Okay.
but it was I don't think I was ready for it either way. Like I don't think you could have been ready for it the first time,
Yeah.
just either way.
Yeah.
Plan or no plan.
Right. No doubt. Reese was
But
well.
safe. So that's the one good thing about planning.
It,
Thank
it
you.
was I don't know if it was in my mind it was planned anyway.
Hey, in our minds, always playing.
Or at least
Right.
or at least well maybe not planned as a maybe it was like maybe this is it.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna be prepared. You got your little thing and
Mhm.
yeah, I go. But it was not one of those things where like we didn't talk about it. Like, hey, I'm coming over and it's going. That's not how it happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Actually, kind of like in the movie.
kind of just
Maybe not in the movie. In the
I'm about
movie,
to say I think he was completely caught off guard.
he was totally caught off guard. So no, not quite
Mhm.
like that.
So
But the opportunity was there. It's like, okay, I guess it is happening.
Mhm.
yeah, my first rep. So my boy, my best friend at the time, my guy Craig, he was getting his right. Like now, I ain't gonna say that anyway. I was gonna say, well, no, I'll say the quality he was getting, wasn't, but he was getting stuff. So I was dating this young lady, and he knocking them down. He just knocking them down. I'm like, ah. And then so we had been hanging out for a little while. She was my girlfriend, but whatever that means at that age. And she comes over one day. Mom's is at work, whatever. It's in the summer. I go to her building and walk her back to my building, and we up there. We watching. I used to love All My Children. Don't front on me.
Me too. Me too, boss. It's okay. I'm with you.
Lord.
Used to schedule classes around All My Children in college.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We in there watching All My Children, and I'm going for my gusto per usual. And I don't know if again, Reese, I don't know if this is gonna be the time, and there was no conversation around it. But in my head, every time was the time.
Mhm.
And so we were both virgins, so it's all awkward and fumbly, and don't neither one of us really know what we're doing. And I'm trying to play it cool like I do, but I really don't. And I'm sweating bullets inside, and I can tell she's nervous. I'm trying, all of that, like all that, trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
And yeah, needless to say, it was quick. But the part I remember most out of all of it, we finish up or whatever, and walk her back to the crib, and she lived maybe a mile and a half from me, something like that.
Mm.
I run, I sprint from her door to my boy's door. 'Cause he lived in the building
Lord.
behind me.
It's happened.
He's like, what are you going? What's the matter? I'm like, he's like, I didn't even say that. I was like, he's like,
Damn, boss. Dang.
And but I mean, it was this unconquerable wall in my mind, right? Like, to climb this mountain top or whatever. And of course, first thing you're gonna do is let your boys know. Which is bad, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you're a youngin'. But yeah, I ran track in college, and I ain't never ran that fast. But anyway, so let's dive into it. When you all think of the wood, what's some of your favorite scenes that come up? Shell, I'm gonna start with you.
So I'm gonna say definitely the same we just discussed, right? So I don't want to delve into that. But the other is the dance. Like
Mhm.
really remembering like like the parties we used to go to growing up, and I remember kicking it at Cathedral and St. Martin de Porres, and just like it just brings Mendel, like it just bring everything back, right?
The Y
So
level.
just remembering all the parties that we went to and how we used to kick it. Like I remember, like now I'm just like, man, I had a really active social life growing up, and we went everywhere, right? Like to the rink. We go to the rink, go skating, party afterwards. Just a lot of stuff we used to do growing up that these kids just have no idea, right? But those parties was everything. So I think though that the party scene really kind of brought me back, and it was one of my faves.
Now look, hold on, we'll pause real quick because I know we got a lot of old folks like us watching, so I want to reminisce real quick. Michelle, you were hitting on it like it's crazy. We had legitimate clubs we could go party at,
Yeah.
AKAs, Medusas,
Yes.
Sawyers,
Hmm.
the Bismarck. I mean, I was
All
close
This
to
is
of
it.
them.
high school. Y'all talking high school.
High
Warehouse.
school, yeah, high
Yeah,
school.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
high school. Not to mention like the Mendels and the De La Salles and the Unities and
Cathedral and all
the
them. Yeah.
Cathedral and Whitney Young and
Hmm.
Kenwood and all them parties, right? We
Hmm.
had legitimate clubs we would go to and party. It was a
But wait
completely
a minute.
different
Just to
time.
be clear, we weren't supposed to be there,
We
right?
wasn't. We wasn't.
No. They had high school nights.
They
Is that
did.
what it was?
They
Yeah.
did. They had high school
So
nights.
I
AKAs was a
remember.
legitimate club, but they would just
But
have high school nights,
but
which is
I was
crazy
I
to
was
me.
I was up in there though when I wasn't supposed to be
Well, that
either.
too.
But
I just remember going. So I went. I went. You get your boys together, jump in the car, and you go. And I just assumed we just was getting in. It
mhm,
never really dawned on me that was like high school night.
mhm.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
because
damn,
think
we
about
up
it.
in the
They
spot.
weren't serving liquor.
I, fuck, I'm supposed to know what they supposed to be serving
But
there.
see, that's the thing. Like back in the day, we wasn't really all about drinking and stuff
No,
like
we
that.
wasn't. You're right.
We was at the party. We was like I told my son, I was like, y'all stand on the wall, y'all don't dance. I said we was sweating, soaking wet coming out
Sweating.
of parties.
Sweating.
Hair
Jacking
toe
up the
All
up.
speaker.
sweat.
Holding on to the speaker. Jacking.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no doubt. But and then I mean, of course, we would sneak in some regular old clubs. But yeah, they would have event. I remember, I'll never forget this. I went to this party on a Friday night at Sawyer's, and then the next day my uncle's wedding reception was in that motherfucker. I was like, I was just here. But I mean, we just had options. We had the hotel parties. We had the McCormick Place, the Bismarck.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah.
had the Rib up north. I mean, we just had options to kick it.
Park
Yeah,
West, all of them.
the
Just we
park,
had some
yeah, the
fun.
park
Yeah.
west. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's. I told my sons the same. I'm like, y'all just don't know. But
They
these
had no
dances, you're right, like the homecomings, the snowballs, even at Young, for example.
idea.
I don't know if y'all did this at your schools too, but um, we would have like Valentine's Day dance, for example, and you could get out eighth and ninth period if your teacher assigned it and you had to pay like $3 and it was a dance like at the end of the school day type like
Hmm.
nonsense.
Yeah,
But just going and slow dancing.
all
Oh, y'all
that,
remember slow dancing?
Yeah,
all of that,
yeah, yeah.
hickeys and all.
Oh, not hickeys. Oh my
Hickeys.
god. Mm.
Oh, anyway, go ahead, Shay. What else you got?
Let me see what else. I think the scene where they got pulled over.
Mm,
I remember the first time I was out with my friends and we got pulled over, the scariest moment of my life, right? And it just really spoke to how, like back in the day, you had a mix of friends back in the day. You had those friends that was street, but you had those friends you went to school with. You had friends that was in the neighborhood, and we all hung out together, right? So, like, I remember being in the car with some people I probably shouldn't have been in the car with and getting pulled over and like going through that whole thing. Like I was just like, man, I remember being pulled over. I think we were like I don't even remember. We were like over by Saint Sabina, like on 79th and Racine or something like that. And they pulled us over. We had to get out and put our hands on the trunk. Like it
mm,
just brought it all back. It all came
mm.
flooding back. And I was just like, oh, I remember that. I remember being that age and getting pulled over by the police and being scared to death. So I think that's another scene that resonated with me too.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think we've all been there.
Hmm.
I've been there a couple times, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And it was just strange how, like, knowing like the black cops was always the hardest on me, right? And
That's crazy too.
so it's just like back then it was just like even when I watch it today, I'm just like, why he so ignorant? Why you yelling at him and doing all this, that, and the third, But it was just like, I don't know, like I guess it was back in the day, it was that village thing, right? They were harder on us for a reason, right? But just being an adult now and thinking about it, differently and how it affects me differently. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't. And what's interesting about that is I get the village and being harder on us or whatever, but I wish that just like
Wasn't the
parenting
case.
sometimes, right? That
Mhm.
hardness came with a message after it. Like
Right,
I'm being tough right now, but this is why I'm being tough, young black man. Da,
right,
da, da, da. Because if it
right.
wasn't me, it was one of my white counterparts. This might go down differently.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
anything. Give me a lesson after that, not just
yeah.
being an asshole for the sake of being an asshole.
Fact.
Yeah. I think they get scarred, man. It's like you see it enough and people it's like, man, I can't get through them. I'm just gonna keep moving on. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, they jaded. They definitely are. I got a few cop friends that we had similar conversations, and they're jaded. So
Mhm. And they probably see a lot more
The facts.
crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That we can't, it's hard for, we only see so much in our
Yeah.
personal lives. And they probably see that little bit we see every day or every week or something like that. And so I get it, but I still have that opinion, man. They got a job to do. If this might not be the job for you. You got to figure out a job that
Right.
you can deal with the stress that come with it and still perform at a professional level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So much is given, much is required, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, so it's so you're pulling right, like you pulling folks, and I even clearly in this case, let's say, right, like
Mhm.
Stacy had just robbed the damn store.
Fact.
So I'm not saying that they were innocent in any way, shape, or form. He had that smoking
Mhm.
weed, just robbed a liquor store or a grocery convenience store.
Mhm.
But even just the way he's interacting with him, right? Like, sorry, officer. He's blah blah blah. He's being
Mhm.
polite. It's like da 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 da. If you given at least that off,
Right.
can I get some of that back? Even if
That's
you're the
right.
worst criminal in the world, I might not know that in the moment. Can I get some of that back? And I would think it's been a couple of times where I've been pulled over, and I'm yes sir, officer, all that, right?
Mhm.
And I was getting all this attitude, and I'm like, I'm clearly not out
Right.
here like.
Mhm.
Come on, man.
Right.
Come on. I got a shirt and tie
Mhm.
on. I got my suit coat's hanging up in it. But come on, man. Can we
Mhm.
get some
Mhm.
professional courtesy both ways going on here? And it's just
Mhm.
you got to differentiate between the motherfuckers on some bullshit and the motherfuckers probably are not.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, you
I might
got
have been going 135. My bad.
right. Just give me the ticket.
My bad. I earned that ticket.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What Reese? What you got? What scenes hit you?
I'm gonna tell you, man. It's damn near the whole movie,
Yeah.
which is crazy, right? I hate. That's like so. I wasn't even gonna say. I'm looking at you got the movie playing behind you. I'm like, oh hell yeah! I remember not knowing how to dance and trying to figure that shit out, and like okay, it's funny. I was just having this conversation with my wife, like, who teaches you how to dance?
Man.
I remember I went to a
The
Mendel
videos
party.
back in the day.
That's exactly what she said. The videos in the day. It's like, man. So it was that. It was pretty much a lot of the man. Every from the older areas to, running back to the old girl that you're comfortable with. Like, okay, from that scene to talking shit with your boys and like one of you got some people clearly if they wanted to they could whoop your ass, but they ain't gonna do nothing, so you throwing with the best of them, you throwing at them and taunting them, and they might hit you a little bit, but they ain't gonna fuck you up,
Right?
Mhm.
Because that's your boy.
these are your boys, these are your people, you know them, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even that one part, I was thinking like, man, Slim, the older Slim version with Rome, the older Rome, size difference, swole difference, big difference. I'm like, dude, you are taunting this dude, he gonna knock your ass out. But you know your boys, you know your people, that ain't gonna happen.
That's why he put him in that little side headlock, like, would you stop being stupid?
He's like, you gonna be calm,
Right.
like that whole You good? You good? Like that whole joint, when they were older, like how they tossed it back to the flashback. Yo, remember when? Like how many conversations started with "remember when," and it brings you back to those days. Feeling on girls' booty, running.
God.
The dance, some of the songs in this slow dance. That "If This World Was Mine." Oh my God.
Look, I can't help but sing it when it come on.
Oh my God. Help us sing that joint. Now what I didn't do, and I can only imagine a lot of guys did that, we never had a bet on who can get some ass first, but it was like, yo, I'm getting some, what's up, you know, that kind of pressure, but it was never a bet. I don't know, you know, knowing the areas you should and should not be is sometimes saying, fuck it, let's just go anyway.
That's real.
Right, especially if you're talking to a girl and she invited you over, or you're talking to a girl in the parties in her neighborhood.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We got fucked up one day doing that stupid shit. Oh man.
One time I ever got my hat snatched, I was on the 126 Jackson. Come back from the west side messing with this girl, Michelle. And I'm sitting next to the window, and I'm usually my head's on the stool, but I'm, you know, I was a little high because I hadn't gotten none, but I was close.
You was getting close.
I was close. And my window was open. I was sitting there, this mall, ran by the bus. Swoop. I was like,
got me. Yeah. Shit, I was standing on the bus stop. I had one of my dudes fresh LSU hat. I was borrowing this shit. It was fresh. It was fresh. I had that bug rocking it. And I was on the bus stop. Snatched it, 103rd. I don't fuck with 10 Trey. Snatched it, dip. Yeah. And I was like, I should chase this. No, hell no. I know this area. He got that.
Look, I remember.
I go to the plaza and get my boy another one.
Right.
I remember, and that's another thing too. Like just remembering that, like you know, all the things that was you know popular back in the day. Like I remember standing on the bus stop. I went to St. Ignatius, so we was on the west side, of course.
That ain't the west side. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is. We was like, well, yeah.
Back then it was.
Because the projects was right behind St. Ignatius.
Back then it was. No
so we was waiting on the bus stop for the 60, I think it was, and guy walked up to him, and he was my boyfriend. He used to wear these fresh fitted with his name embroidered on the side. He always had these fresh fitted hats, right? But I just remember even when old girl's brother was beating up, you know, Mike or whatever, like I remember being like, okay, stop, just take the hat, leave him alone, just don't beat him up, you know, just like wanting to jump in and break it up, but you know, I'm by myself with him, and I'm just like, all these niggas, I can't fight all the niggas, but you know, I'm trying to help as much as I can, and I'm pushing at him. I'm like, just take the hat, you know, or whatever. So just, you know, that whole little scene too kind of brought back memories. So yeah.
Getting those nicknames like Stacy named the Big Mike, and everybody is stuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, okay, this is the reason. There's reasons behind those names, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This movie, I can damn near name every scene, man.
That's right.
It's crazy. So y'all are hitting them, and Reese, you're right. Like all of these resonate in different ways. What's funny? One of the funniest scenes to me is the trying to get some montage and all the little stupid lines. You would say to try to get you some.
I done heard almost all of them.
Like we done already started, girl. You might as well finish.
Right.
Hey, you know what? The best one out of that montage, he go, man, girl, you let such and such hit, and I know I look better than him.
Like,
and I know I look better than him.
I was like, oh my God.
I was like, this is probably some shit they really say too.
I don't think I've ever said it, but I done thought it several times.
I said it. Not the I look better part, but I have said, but such and such could hit. This is when I'm frustrated beyond, like, I don't even care if I hit no more. I'm just now I'm just shooting. Now I'm just blank.
Right. Shots fired.
Because I don't know how you think that's gonna work.
At all.
There's no way that works. That's a complete turn. So I ain't never said it, but I've always thought, I'm like, damn, I know such and such hit. No, I look better than that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole little montage is hilarious. This whole this is my favorite section of the movie, from him dancing and his mom and him having the conversation to this the whole little liquor store part to the police pulling them over to the actual dance. That little 25 minutes or whatever that is my favorite section of the movie because it's just so much happens.
Yeah.
In that little part. Let me ask you this side question: which parts do you enjoy more, the when they were kids parts or when they were adults parts?
Probably the kids. It's hard to say, but probably I think it's more of the kids part, right?
It is more.
I don't know if you really break the movie down.
No, it's not half and half. The kids probably get more screen time.
Yeah. And I think that's probably for me only because, especially as you get older, the older you get, you start thinking about shit in the past. Yeah. And that means a lot more. And then you can really, I think as an adult, when you reflect on the past, you see how those past events shaped who your adulthood. Where at the time you don't see that shit at all. You're just kind of going through it.
Yeah. I think the young parts resonated with me more. But being older, I can appreciate the older adult parts too. At least now I can, because I think about my faithful few that have been with me through life, right? Like, so I remember those that I have been friends with since, grammar school, right? So I think about those things and I'm just like, wow, that those relationships are truly important, and I love the fact that the movie kind of plays up, how important that relationship is throughout life, and where they end up. And then, even seeing, at the end with the toast and everything, just remembering, who's important and who you want to keep in your corner. So I
think obviously I think the kids get more when they're younger section gets more screen time. So I think those parts are more my favorite. And like you said, it just like you all said, it reminds you who your people are and these time capsules and all of that. But even now, as I look back on it, the adult sections, like in my head now, they still kids, right? Like they 25, 26. Now I'm even looking at that on some reminiscence shit, right? Like I remember getting married, my wedding day when I was 25. Us talking shit. Like my grandfather be like, all right, now if you don't want to do it, I'm gonna be in the back with this car running. And that motherfucker was in the back with the car running during my wedding ceremony. Like, just cold feet and just still trying to figure it out. And
but not only that, think about the fact that you still, if you think about your boys, your real boys that you've known forever, even when y'all get together now, right? We in our 50s, damn near, right? Just you still kids when you get with them. Like, it's just like you always in that space with them, no matter how old you get.
That's right.
So I like that part too.
And that's a good point you brought up, Foss, because you're right. As you're old, like they could do a New Wood today and reminisce on those 20s.
Right.
And include a part of that marriage and what happened after the marriage scene. And it'll still be a dope movie.
That's fun. For sure.
Let me get to writing. But
hey, no doubt.
Right. That's why everybody was so into this Best Man Final Chapters piece, right? Because again, the Best Man came out the same year this did. So we've gone on a ride with them from college to this phase of adulthood. Like, we I look back at all this now. So I remember, so I'm married, Reese wasn't married, and me and my wife had this little apartment, and Reese come over one night, it's like 11 o'clock, 11:30, bang, 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 hit the doorbell, and I'm out the window like, what are you doing? Like, bring your ass out, we going to kick it.
Let's get out.
I'm like, nigga, I can't do that no more. Like,
I can't go nowhere, the wife ain't gonna let me.
But I mean, just a few months earlier, that's what we were doing.
That's what we were doing. Didn't know the difference. And that's still being young and not understanding marriage actually changes some things.
It does.
Some things. And it shouldn't, but it does. It does.
It does.
So, Yeah.
But they even touch on that in the movie, right? They sitting at the pizza place or whatever, and they're like, man, y'all was giving, I thought y'all would have been happy, blah, 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 because you was talking about how I was breaking up the crew or whatever.
Yes.
And you kind of, and when you're younger, you kind of do feel like that way. Not maybe, I think that was more because we was talking about moving than getting married. But even Slim says, right, he's like, man, we barely hang as it is now. When you're committing, and we all married, so we all know when you're committing your life to somebody else, your priorities shift.
They change. They do.
You know, and I don't mean I love y'all less, but I just can't have a whole weekend stint of kicking it with y'all every day because I got somebody else.
And it's taxing, right? Because you still have to spend time here and spend time there and spend time there. It becomes where before I had shit else to do. You ain't got shit else to do. Let's just go do this, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we first out of school, this is our first. Well, this is my first real job. I think Reese was still kind of just working.
Yeah, I was getting some money.
Yeah, so Reese would get off at 11 o'clock p.m. and he'd get to the crib. And obviously, this is before you could play games like stream and all that. So you had to be like physically together to play like PlayStation. I would come over to his crib and we would play either NBA or mostly NBA. And we started at the A's. And if you won, you got to move to the next team in the B's. And it's like, so we would go play. And we would play till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would take my ass home and get up to have to go to work the next morning. But we did that like every day. But we could because who else were we responsible to?
Right.
Yep.
Oh, if I tried to pull that when I was married, she'd be like, "Are you out your
No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening."
So you just stayed over there all night playing video games. Y'all ain't do nothing else.
First of all, you done got up at 11. You done went to bed. You done got up, left me to go play video games for 4 hours, and you know you got to be up at 6. What kind of real work are you doing?
No, that ain't even a question. So you was over Reese's house, huh?
And all y'all did was play video games.
All y'all did, you know how that, right? Exactly. Like, baby, yes, that's where I was at.
No matter how true it was.
No matter how. Okay, so I'm going on my girl to 2 in the morning. Are you good with that? Y'all playing some NBA? Y'all playing some Madden?
What game y'all playing?
We was just talking.
I'm sure y'all was. I'm trying to think. Was there anything in particular? No, I think we hit them.
I swear to God, every scene I'm looking at behind you right now, I'm like, remember talking to the big homie and they kind of letting you in on some game and putting you up on some stuff. I was as a kid, so Big Mike is kind of funny to me, right? Because he got his prop basically for getting his ass whooped, but he stood up. He stood up to the neighborhood Philly dude.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I was always the shortest one, but I had an older brother and my older brother friends. So I was used to taking some ass whoopings. That's just what it was, as your big brother always kind of gonna put his hands on you. So around the crib, I wasn't scared of shit because what could be worse than this? The way I thought. And so anybody my peers, my age, so folks, I have a little respect around. I wasn't no bully or no shit like that, but I wasn't no, I wasn't scared of no shit. Yeah, Big Mike. Look at him. He like, all right, I got a little love from the OG.
Right, get you a dance. No, for real, get you a dance.
Right. He did it.
Got my permission.
He do this. I ain't gonna do nothing to you, homie.
Right. I done told you I ain't gonna do nothing. Right. No matter what they say, you nervous. No matter I don't care what you say.
Nervous. Yes. Hell yeah. You nervous as shit.
Yeah.
So our boy, my guy graduated from actually elementary school and high school with me. He had an older brother that was 2 years older than him, and L was the biggest thug in the hood. And but since we was all cool with his brother, it was all cool. So anyway, it must be maybe I'm a senior in high school or freshman in college or something like that. And we riding the bus to the plaza. And this cat's doing a shell game. And my boys, I'm like, don't do it. And he's like, I got it.
Damn.
So he let him win a couple times, right? Like get him warmed up, and then just start taking his money. I'm like, man, stop spending all your little money. He's like, I got this. So anyway, he loses about $75.
Oh,
big. That's a lot of money, right?
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So he like, man, boo. So now he like salty. He want to like get into it with the Shell Game guy, but you know Shell Game guy always got muscle.
Always.
L come around from wherever he was and like snatches my boy up. It's like ready to throw his ass off this moving bus. I swear to God.
Jesus.
And I'm like, L. He like, Lil B, what's this? Like, who puts my boy down? What up, little guy? Grabs me up. I'm like, man. He like, get your guys. Like, I got him. Get off this bus. Come on, get off this bus.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's the big homie is always a trip.
It's
And
always good. Yeah.
It's always good to see the big homie when you in some hot water.
Right.
Boy, I tell you what. So Shawty reached from the low, but I was always a cool dude. And for whatever reason, I don't know the reason for this, but the big bullies, I was always cool with them. I'm talking about the motherfucker everybody else scared of. I wasn't scared. It was like, this is my boy.
Yeah.
Sure enough, one of my homeboys, Arthur May. I don't even know what happened, homie. That was a good dude. But he was one of the homies. One dude was talking crazy to me. I'm like, I'm good. Arthur May wasn't having it. Snatched that dude over his desk. Boom, smashed.
Dang.
It was like shit like that. I didn't have a lot of problems growing up. And I imagine like Mike in the movie came from North Carolina, but he learned to move around because of his boys, because his two boys kind of kept him right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's man, that's a really, really good movie. I'm curious, why did so Best Man got a lot more traction in the wood? A lot more.
Yeah.
It did. I think I think it's just a better movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's better acted. It's got all these stars like when they on the come up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this had Omar, who was already kind of established.
Yeah, because he did Juice. I think it had already come out.
Yeah, he had done Juice. I think he had done something else too. Something else came out before this. So Omar was kind of a known quantity.
But everybody else really wasn't.
Yeah, but everybody else really kind of was. Tay. No, this is before Stella.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
When did Stella?
No, Tay Diggs was known. Tay Diggs was he was known for something.
Known. Yeah.
I don't know what he was known for, but I knew him and I knew Omar Epps. And I think those were the only two I knew in the movie.
Lisa Ray. I was familiar with Lisa
Ray.
Oh,
yeah, Lisa Ray.
But she really wasn't in it a whole lot. But I was familiar with Lisa Ray. But I mean, like they were still kind of on the come up. And so was Everybody the Best Man, obviously came out the same year. But I think we had a relationship we had more of a relationship with Nia. We had more of a relationship with Morris Chestnut.
Yeah.
We had more of a relationship.
Stella came out in 98.
Oh,
so and okay. So it was the year
one dude was in what's that prison shit on HBO? Oz.
Right. So with Merch. So we kind of knew him. Yeah. So I think they just had more people in it we were familiar with. And I just think it was a better movie, but it did get a lot more love.
And I don't remember them talking about it a lot. Like I don't remember a lot of advertisement around the world.
Nope. I didn't see it until
after had a $6 million budget.
So. Well, and maybe that's it too. The budget was low. I don't remember. Again, I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it on the aftermarket. I don't even know why the fuck I watched it, to be honest with you. Like I don't remember anybody saying, "Oh, you got to check this out," or anything like that.
It probably came off on cable, and he was like, "Black people, the wood. I heard about this. Let me check it."
I think that might have been it too. Yeah.
Well, I'm a movie buff, so I always go see what the new movie is that came out. And most times I didn't always know what came out. I would just go to the theater and look at the marquee and be like, "Oh, okay, I'll go see that."
Oh, that's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
You gotta support the black people.
So I don't know if you had noticed this or we're going to talk about it. So Tay Diggs and Sanaa Lathan then hooked up again in another movie. Because didn't they get married in The Best Man?
Yeah, and then they dated in Brown Sugar. But remember, she was with Omar in this one, not Tay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah. No.
Tay was married.
Oh yeah. Omar, yeah.
Yeah, it was Omar that was with in this.
Okay.
But we cycle the same 8 motherfuckers in every movie anyway.
I'm trying to tell you.
Omar Epps, Morris Chestnut, Tay Diggs,
and Love and Basketball. That was Sanaa Lathan.
That was Sanaa Lathan too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did Sanaa, Nia, fucking who's my man from Love Jones?
Lorenz.
Lorenz
Lorenz
Tate.
Tate.
All right, we got the
Yeah.
same 5'6".
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Man, who do we got besides Nia? Gabrielle Union. Like we got the same.
What's her girl from Friday? Craig's sister.
Nia Long.
No, his sister. She blew
Regina
up.
King.
Regina King. She blew up. She on her business.
But you know what? She never got pigeonholed into this kind of.
No, she did not.
She kind of played a lot of different things. Yeah.
She played her career wise because she was the ghetto chick.
Right.
But then she smoothed to all kind of different roles. So she handled herself real well.
Yeah, she was a drunk ghetto chick in Poetic Justice.
Uh-huh.
But she just wouldn't float in those same movies. She kept it moving around. Oh, she was a ghetto chick in
Friday.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. Uh-huh. Yeah.
She was like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Remember, I look at the scene behind you when you slow dance and hold that booty for the first time. You know what? Another scene. When in 8th grade, you know, little Jones kind of decides to want to stand up on his own, and you get called. You got to stand up in front of the classroom.
I was just about to mention that, Reese. Just this when you couldn't control your Jones at all, and you hadn't figured the flipping of your waistband thing out yet. You hadn't figured that trick out yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good movie, man. It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
And I honestly, yeah, you're right. Maybe if the acting was better, like the premise in and of itself was just spot on. And maybe it was a bad acting.
I want to say it was. I want to call it bad. Bad is.
It wasn't great. I think your point is
it was kind of stilted. They were a little. Yeah. It felt like they were just reading lines sometimes, but
yeah,
they gave it a go. They gave it a go.
Yeah.
Y'all have any quotes that stuck out to you?
Suck, never chew.
I was talking about.
You match it to a girl, you suck.
Never
chew. You can't get those flavors, homie. It don't knock out that funk. You gotta get that mint, green or white.
Yeah.
The smartest things they said in the whole movie was when they was breaking down the damn condiments or peppermints.
Yes, hilarious.
I don't know. I like most of those scenes with Stacy. Get your crying ass in the back. These little homies got more heart than you.
Yeah.
Dude said, you ain't get the zigzag, you can't get the drag. Hey man, I could be a rapper. Ain't nobody buying no. I don't know if this came out around Doggy Style.
It was after.
It was after Doggy Style, so that was kind of a play on that, right?
Chronic and Doggy Style. That which is why it was funny. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna buy no album about smoking weed.
Right.
The Chronic had been like triple platinum.
Right. And I think Doggy Style went nuts.
Yeah, Doggy Style went nuts. Because Doggy Style was 94, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
93, 94.
And y'all, what about some of the vernacular that was in there? Like we used to say out back in the day. When I heard, like when I rewatched it and he says skeezer, and I was like, skeezer! Oh my God! I ain't heard that in like a month of Sundays, right?
I mean, how much would you have lost if somebody called you a skeezer back in the day, Shell?
I'd have lost all my shit. Pulling my hair back in a ponytail. It's time to go.
And what they say, boning? You say you should bone?
Bone.
Yeah, who says bone anymore?
Bone.
Yes. and then the Ferragamos. Like those was the shoes back in the day. The dress shoes, like I remember seeing my daddy's closet full of Ferragamos.
Ferragamos.
But the coldest line was his boy drunk. Man, these Ferragamos, they cost $300. But how much you pay for? That don't matter. Because you know somebody always had a hookup.
Always had the hookup.
Goodness.
Always had the hookup.
And kicking it.
Kicking it.
Macking.
Chilling.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get his
let me say hanging.
No, they said hanging. No, macking, hanging. Is that what they said?
I think they said macking and hanging.
Macking, hanging.
Hanging with your boys, yeah.
You know.
Macking, hanging. That was corny, but I do like the macking
Yeah.
part.
And then
Yeah.
she was like, I got me a little fly red dress. I was like, oh, I remember saying that.
Fly. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I always like this line because this is what she used to do too. You used to claim your little starlets that you know was yours or whatever. You and your boys arguing over it. He was like, I always had Janet Jackson. Nigga, you got Lisa Davis.
Hey, that's a good way. You take your boy out the conversation easy.
Out of there.
Easy.
You got nothing, homie.
I like when they was in the backyard and they was hosing off, and she was like, I see much not hasn't changed since high school.
You know, one of the parts I'm convinced 100% it was ad-libbed and they kept it in the movie. Slim, the Slim character, I don't even know his name. He took the water hose and kind of ran over and sprayed it.
Yeah.
And everybody got a laugh out of that. I'm convinced that was not scripted.
I believe that. What is his real name?
Richard Jones, I think so. Was it Richard Jones?
T. Jones, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you probably about to say it, Reese. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But you know the thing that gets me with that dude, if you listen to him, he sounds like Denzel. That's the only thing I never really liked about him as an actor. Felt like he was, you got to say, not necessarily in this movie, but you see in his other movies.
I know what you mean.
Kind of have a same Denzel kind of cadence.
I know what you mean. I did notice that, and he was just in something I was just watching. Oh, in Narcos.
Yes.
Narcos. Yeah, and he's kind of. I was like, is this fool doing Denzel?
Yeah.
This was a kind of a dope. This is the first time I've ever really heard it. But Omar kind of voices over this piece. He was like, "Life is funny sometimes. You just don't want it laughing at you." I had never noticed that until this recent rewatch. I used to say this shit all the time. I'm not walking in there with my breath all tart and shit.
Oh my God.
Go to the store.
Yes.
And they like, fuck it, man. It's a bunch of Bloods over there. What up, Bloods? He took that hat off quick. He wasn't listening to his boys tell him.
But why they waiting until they? So this is in my what black folks don't do. Why his boys wait till they was at the parking lot to tell him to take the hat off? As soon as we was leaving the school, I would have told him to take the hat off.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't want to be nowhere near them seeing you with that hat on.
And they said it too. They were like, nah, that's where the Bloods hang. I don't want to go over there. It's like, come on, man, let's just go.
Let's just go. Because I can't be walking in there with my breath all tart. But as soon as we was leaving the school, hey man,
you gotta take that hat off.
Hat off. We ain't gonna wait till they see you and then say take the hat off.
Right, because it could have been a real problem.
A real problem.
I tell you.
It might have been had Stacey not went in there and robbed the joint, they might have got him on the way out.
That's true.
Let me see what
Stacey was hilarious. I love
Stacey
that dude.
was hilarious. Oh, speaking of Stacey, what hoe you fucking? I ain't fucking no hoe but you. I'm just kidding.
I'm just playing.
Look, so what I was like when she said, I counted them, you had 10 rubbers in there, and now you got 9. I was like, oh Lord. I have heard that many a day.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard it or you said it?
No, never said it.
All right. Just what I said. You don't count,
but
you
I
never count
condoms
in your day?
I've never done that. I've never done it, but I have friends that was a little, they were a little extra, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they was in a man's phone and you know, they knew how to crack codes. I had girlfriends like that. Like whatever code you had, they knew how to crack it.
Try to get up in there.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
you gotta have those friends around though. Gotta have those friends.
That's the scene right now behind you. See this part when he gonna come out and spray him? It's like yeah, that's totally.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
That's ad-lib.
I believe you. That makes sense actually.
All them wonderful black booties on screen.
Here we go. That's fair.
I remember saying, finally, they showing some black man meat on TV. They always showing the women.
Can't argue.
Yeah.
Can't argue it.
Yeah. You know what was funny? Like normally shit like that repulses me, but I was like, it don't bother me because what you normally see when you see black men's skin is with another fucking man. I'm like, come on, we gotta don't put us in that box.
Yeah.
It's a portion that's with that, no problem. But don't.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you show. Then it just kind of disproportionately, sends a message that this is what Black men are about.
That's
The emasculation of Black men. I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this was just all. Yeah, funny games. They know. Yeah, my boys. We got to get hold of. Is what it is.
Yeah.
I got a couple other lines. Man, I'm getting married. Well, what time so I can be there?
Yes, hilarious. Hilarious.
He said, "Why you ask me for the pizza if you ain't want to give it to me?" The same reason you asked Lisa to marry you. It sounds nice.
It sounds nice. Slim was dropping some dimes.
Slim was dropping some lies.
Some nuggets. Yes, for sure. Sure. I love what he said. I love what he said in the beginning of the movie where he was like, "Nigga, you don't be fronting on me in front of people we don't know."
Right. In front of people we don't know. What's wrong with you? I like when Ron, when they were kids, he was like, "Man, this yeah, man, y'all on varsity. I'm looking better every day."
I'm looking better every day. So that's funny. I watched this movie and automatically you start thinking like, "Oh, this is such and such. Oh, this is the homie such and such. This is."
Yeah.
You can't help but do it.
So I got false as Rome.
I knew you was gonna say that.
And of course,
say that.
I'm Big Mike.
Of course, you Big Mike. Yeah.
I'm Big Mike.
Who was Slim then?
I don't know. I sit back and I think like, who is Slim? And I don't know. Slim is a wild boy.
Yeah.
Snap?
Slim is who?
Snap?
No. Snap is Stacy. I don't know, man, but it's something about
G-Calf? No, G-Calf too cool, but he say wild shit.
Nah, I can't think. Shane, maybe?
I was gonna say Shane.
Maybe Shane.
Shane's a good one.
Because that dude's, he'll say it. He'll say it and don't really give a fuck about it.
And he's funny. He like I feel like whenever I'm around Shane, he'd be real funny, like in he just catch you off guard and you just die laughing when he says something. So,
it's hard to find a cat like that, but those are really good people. They'll say what they mean, and it can be offensive if you didn't get that person. It can be offensive as hell. That's why I was like, when he was trying to talk Lisa Ray off the ledge, he was like, man, he's like, I'm gonna be good.
Right.
You gotta make sure. Hey, bro, hold on.
Right.
Don't come with that bullshit. And sure enough, when he did, he came in, but he flipped it around because he was a good person.
Yeah. Intentions be right. Just the messaging is a little tough.
That's right. That's what it is. The intentions are great, but the messaging is just way the fuck off. Way off.
I think my friends would say.
I was just about to ask you, who are you?
My friends would say I'm Tanya.
Tanya, which one?
The ex.
Yeah.
Where Rome was hiding out.
Yeah. I've always been
you take care of your people
in the crew. I take care of everybody, and
I can see that.
And like most of my friends growing up was guys, right? So like I knew all where all the stuff was buried. Like I knew all the secrets. And I would just the guys always used to just kind of come and hang out, and we was always kind of cool. So my friends would probably say Tanya.
I can see that.
That's dope.
Tanya was in that little movie too.
Wasn't she? She was cool, but she knew what the line was. She took care of people. That actually, she was really good character.
How's she gonna explain to her man where his clothes went?
First of all, why a man wearing clothes like that? And then two, how the fuck he got such a range?
It was the 80s.
Sizes, right? How he got shit that fit wrong
big
and
tall, right?
He had his kicking it clothes and his workout clothes.
I want to know how she explained it where that shit went. That's all I want. I want to see that next.
My boys came over and
that's what I would be. I'd be like, they came by, he was drunk. They, I needed to give him something. Your stuff.
Your ex?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
but yeah.
Hey, no, that's I might have put that
But
shit
it
in
wasn't just
Goodwill.
him. It was him and his boy.
It was just him
Oh,
originally.
that's worse.
It
Oh,
was
that's
him
worse.
originally.
No way. You ain't explaining this shit. You better say I took this shit to Goodwill. I donated it.
Right. I don't know
Wait,
what
what-
happened. I
what
could have sworn I
clothes?
saw it in the closet. It's not in the
Right.
closet.
I ain't seen it. You must have took it with you.
Imagine your girl like, yeah, my ex came over and they had to change clothes, so I let them wear your clothes. Wait, so they changed clothes over here?
Right.
Look,
We got a problem.
We got a problem.
We got a problem.
why they change the clothes? Why they change the
Right.
clothes?
What they change clothes at? Oh shit.
So they took a shower here. No, man, I wouldn't let them in the shower. I made them holes out in the back. Wait a minute, there's butt naked in the back.
Right.
Wait, what?
There's no way out of that. Just no way.
No,
Just
baby,
deny.
No, I took them clothes to Goodwill. They're in somebody else's hands now. I just want to give you a change of wardrobe.
Right. I bought you something new, boo. I bought you some new stuff, boo.
Until Mike come with a bag one day. He over there. He's not gonna. I said, hey man, thanks for the clothes, bro.
Always.
Oh, let me ask y'all this. What's the blackest thing that happened in this movie? Now, this movie's black, period. But what's the blackest thing that happened?
So many.
What you got?
The people walking around, the girls walking around with the sponge rollers in their head before the wedding, fully dressed with the sponge rollers. That's us all day, every day. We not taking that hair down to the last minute.
Till I
This
got
hair
you.
gonna stay wrapped until the last minute.
I had that. Good call. I had that.
You ain't lying. I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
They're gonna stay wrapped to the last. The beepers.
The beepers. Wow. I don't know. That's a good one.
Beepers. We had pages. Reese don't act like we ain't had pages.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just talking about in general. I said the beepers. I'm repeating that. Like, yep, that's a good one. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I can't think of the blackest shit.
Double Dutch on the playground.
Double Dutch on the playground. Oh my god.
The whole booty grabbing thing too, right? Like when I was growing
you got all my good ones.
I'm just saying the whole booty grabbing. Like I remember back in the day, it was the guys grabbing the girls' booties, right? Then it turned into, I don't know if y'all remember when people would kind of come up behind people and try to snatch their shorts down, like in public when they wasn't paying attention. Like people just come up and just snatch your shorts down, and they was doing that to guys too. And some people wasn't wearing drawers and kind of got caught.
I don't remember this game, but it sounds fun.
Man, I see it all the time. They'd be on the playground, somebody running behind them and snatch their shorts down and run.
Nah, I missed that.
That's why they start having the drawstrings on the shorts.
was that what sparked the
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Yep, you got that. I had those.
Members only jackets.
I don't think that was just a black thing, but I'm with you.
I don't think I've seen a white guy wearing a members only jacket.
Oh, they definitely were.
No, that was a white thing for sure.
That was a white thing for sure.
No, in fact, did we wear members only? We wore it for a hot second.
The B-boys did. You know.
Yeah, that didn't last a long time. Oh, that was like for 84, 85.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, the B-boys definitely, Michelle. They used to rock.
Yeah.
That was Alex P. Keaton wore members only on Family
Oh,
Ties.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much here. Shit, the whole movie.
Them big ass tuxes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. But that was the style.
Hey man.
Them big Steve Harvey.
You watch an 80s white movie with when they ain't got the big ass tuxes on.
Them big Steve Harvey.
I mean, they bigger than they are today, obviously, but they not. Man, they had them 5-button Steve Harvey joint jacks to your knees. White folks weren't doing that.
Yeah.
I was looking at the suit Big Mike was wearing at the dance. I was like, damn, that suit got a zoot suit on that bad boy.
With all the with the stripes on it.
No, this was towards the end. It was like
at the homecoming dance, he had the black jacket, had like
with
white
the
pattern all
windows.
over it.
Yeah.
And he had
you got windows on it?
No, it looked like the little patchwork or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a little wavy thing, and he had the shirt that didn't have a collar that he left unbuttoned at the top.
No. He had a tie on, didn't he?
Oh, you talking about Mike? I'm thinking about Slim. My bad.
You think about Slim? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mike had
did
the
have a regular suit,
big ass tie on. Yeah, it's like a brownish some shit tie.
Yeah, it was brown.
Yeah, that's look. He like you. Let's say such it.
I know.
I look better than him.
You have any more Blackest things, Shep?
I'm trying to think. No, I can't think of nothing right now.
But,
oh, the curls.
Oh, the curl.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Woo!
The high top fade, the hairstyles. Why you tripping?
Hairstyles, yep. No, the high top fade. Yeah, Slim's curl wig, not good.
Not good.
It was not
good at all.
Stacey had the nasty curl.
He did.
I think he had a real curl.
He had that real drip. Yeah, he had that real drip.
Yeah, what's the name had a wig on? I think that was Stacey's hair.
Stacey had that. Police was like,
He got the greasy one. He got the greasy one.
The Jerry curl.
The Jerry curl. Rocking. We popping. Dude, the Jerry curl.
That's it.
That's what have you done Hollywood Shuffle yet?
Yeah, we did it. And Jamil wore a Jerry curl wig.
Yeah, boy.
You gotta go back and go to the YouTube channel. Let's look at the beginning of it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, boy.
When you think about this movie, most iconic character.
Of this movie?
Of this movie, the most iconic character.
You say iconic. What do you mean by that?
Just... When you think of the Wood, what's the character that springs to mind immediately?
Omar.
I think Omar only because he's the star, but for me, I think it's Slim, man. For whatever reason,
he's the one I feel like doesn't get the credit but should. Like,
yeah,
I agree with you.
I can't even explain it. Yeah. Like, to me, he holds. I don't know if it's comic relief.
All that.
I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, his character is like, this dude gonna say some wild shit, and I'm here for it.
And I feel like he was the grounding character of the whole thing, right? Like even when it got too, whatever, it got too soft or it got too serious, like he always is the person to bring it back.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's I agree with all of that. I think it's grown Slim. But I also to be frank, when I think about this movie, I always think of Kid Mike.
Yeah.
I always kind of go back to. I know Omar's narrating or whatever, but he's kind of the star.
Star.
Yeah.
But he's the first one I always think of. But upon the rewatch, my favorite character is Slim.
Yeah. And I think Mike is the star, old and young, right? It's almost like it's centered around him, and the others are his boys,
right?
Which is weird because it seems like it should be centered around
Roland.
Roland, because he's getting married and shit.
Yeah.
But Mike is a central character. But it's not Omar though. It's this version.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Big Mike.
All right, so unsung.
And what did the girl? What she end up doing? She turned out to be somebody too, right? The young love interest. I can't remember her name.
Linda Williams. She been in some stuff.
A few things.
She been in a few things. She never blew up, but
she never blew up. I don't.
And she been in a, especially at this particular age. She was in a lot of little stuff.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. At this age,
was she like Sister Act or something like that?
Yeah, I want to say
no. That was Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill.
She do like Lauryn though.
Lauryn Hill. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
It does. Yeah, I agree.
Damn, I never thought about that till you just said it. She does have a Lauryn Hill thing.
Got a little young Lauryn looking. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I thought she starred in a lot of stuff, but I might be thinking Lauryn Hill.
She was in what was that basketball movie with Samuel Jackson? Sunset Park. Was that was?
Oh, there is a Sunset.
Is that when he was the coach for Richmond?
Yeah. No, Coach. I'm gonna say Coach Carter. It was Coach Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was in that.
Oh, she was in that?
Yeah, she played Sticky Fingers girl, kind of sort of girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in a couple of. I'd have to look at IMDb again, but she's been in a couple of things. I think you're thinking Lauren Hill.
I think you're right because I'm like, man, she looks familiar. She look cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, she look cute. So I was just about to say, perfect segue, Reese. Unsung hero, or who was not the star that like really shined in this movie, and
That's Slim for me.
It's Alicia.
You think it's Alicia?
I think so. Who you think?
I think it's Slim.
I think he's part. I think he's a main character though.
You think he's part of the main character?
Yeah, so not one of the main three fellas.
Okay.
I'm eliminating them. Anybody but those three.
Then I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Alicia. Then.
Stacey's
I
a
got
good
go
one.
with Stacey. Stacey stole this movie for me. I don't know. I like that kind of ghetto shit.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the sister is totally not like that.
Right.
But that's real though, right?
And that's real. Yeah, and that's real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but even say that's Stacey, that's a good call. But even Stacey says, like when he's in the car with Mike, like she's smart and she cool. And I'm sure he keeps, even though he in a bunch of trash, I'm sure he keep a whole bunch of shit away from her.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. It's like I'm the protector. I got a protector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know, what's funny is I knew girls like that. I would call my brother. Oh shit.
I was the oldest. I used to wish I had an older brother. I was calling my god brother like, I need you to come help me.
And that after school, oh shit, it's going down after school.
Bruh.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
And you used to couldn't wait when it wasn't you.
So you could just watch.
It wasn't you. You couldn't wait.
Mm-mm.
But if it was you,
it was you. You know, it's funny. I was never worried about getting hurt in the fight. I was worried about the embarrassment for losing. not the fight itself. Fight ain't shit. It's now I gotta face people after the fact. Hey man, what happened? You got your ass whooped, man.
Gotta come back to school the next day, be like, Ramar fucked you up.
right. Oh shit.
Yep, it was always not the black eye you might get or the busted lip or none of that. But I can take it. And if you won,
you can get beat up and still you can get beat but still win.
Right.
Good.
Well, you was giving us some yesterday, B. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was putting my thing on him. You fucked him up.
And if anybody else wants some,
that's right.
Come see me.
That's right.
Just so you know,
I'm handing out ass whippers for free. Oh man. We only got a couple more. Oh, my favorite one. Y'all know this is my favorite question. Would this movie be better if Denzel or Angela Bassett was in it? And which role could they play?
No, absolutely not.
Angela couldn't have been one of the mamas and got a little bit more screen.
I don't nobody care about no mamas. The mamas and the daddies and the uncles.
This movie, I was like, no, I can't see it.
Nobody older than, let's say they were 25 years old. I don't know, 20, 25-ish. No one older could have added any more to this movie.
Yeah, nah. And they wouldn't have been, at this point, in 99, they're probably both, in their late 30s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not even really old enough to,
Yeah, no older presence made this movie. I mean, older moms, and I think the father was in there, but they were.
I don't even think he got to talk.
Yeah, right. He whispered.
He just hammed him up like.
Right. He must not have it. He must not have it sad. Well, they got to pay you more when you speak. So
it was like, just whisper.
Just with them. I was talking. We couldn't hear you. Here's $50.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't think of no place for him.
Nah, I just wouldn't have had a place for him.
Not in 99. They were too young, but yet too old, right? They were too young to play anybody's parents or anything.
Yeah.
Too young to be any of the main folks. So
like if you look at a Boys in the Hood, for instance, even though it was a young movie, Lawrence Fishburne role mattered. Angela
Mhm.
Bassett's role, it had a part it was an important part of the movie, even though it was
Right.
small, it made a difference.
Yeah.
There wasn't any of that in this movie.
At all. It was all about the friendship, so I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I like to try to stick my people in there, but yeah, not in this one.
No.
Not in this one. All right. Is
Now,
this
now
the
they could
best
help
story?
coach some kids up on some acting. Now that you said, I'm gonna watch this movie totally different. Now I think you done fucked this movie up for me, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. Because I kind of knew the acting wasn't good, but you can kind of overlook all that for the nostalgia and stuff like that.
Keep that frame of reference. Keep that frame of reference. Don't let me mess it up.
Go. I'll let you know next time I watch it. Like, man, this movie is trash. Like, I'm looking in the back. I'm like, man, he's doing a terrible job of that.
Whole scene ruined.
I didn't hear him talk.
Is this the best movie the stars ever made? Now I would say Tay, Omar. Obviously not. We ain't got Sanaa, even though she really ain't even in it. We ain't got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of these other folks. So Richard T. Jones who plays Grown Slim, has a very robust IMDb. Very robust. Now, he's not really a main character in a lot of these movies, but hold on, let me pull it back up.
Nah, this is the best for him.
Wait a minute.
As a primary.
Well, I can't even think of anything else he was a primary in, but that's not really the point. The point is just the best movie they win, even if you was just in it for a scene.
Oh, well, shit. They probably been in a lot of good movies. I have to look that up.
You talking about Slim?
Not a lot of them.
Y'all talking about Slim?
Yeah, Slim.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up his IMDb now.
He was in Why Did I Get Married?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which was all right. He was in What's Love Got to Do with It?
Mm-hmm.
That's a better movie.
That's
just a better movie.
A better movie. Period.
He was Ike Turner Jr.
Yeah, that's a better movie.
I don't even know if he spoke in that movie, but he was.
Not really.
Oh, he did speak. I think he had like a hot line. He was asking something after she got beat up.
Yeah.
And she was kind of moved off to her own little joint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was in Kiss the Girls, which I like as a movie.
Yeah. They say he was in Godzilla.
He was in that Godzilla I didn't particularly like.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Phone Booth. I kind of like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Soul Plane. We won't talk about that.
Please don't.
He was in Collateral. I really love Collateral.
I really love Collateral.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Would you watch Collateral or The Wood? Which is a better movie?
Oh, well, Collateral is a better movie. What would I watch more would probably depend on what mood I'm in.
Wait, Collateral. That's the one with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise.
I really like that movie.
I'm gonna watch The Wood. So yeah, I guess I gotta differentiate what I like versus, if I'm giving out awards.
Yeah. It was
like movie
Collateral
awards.
is a superior film. I probably will watch The Wood more because I can just throw it on and it's his own. And I'm actually probably watching Collateral.
Mm-hmm. He's been in a lot of TV shows more than
He's done a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Concussion,
Mm.
which I never have to watch again, but was a quality movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Wood.
I mean, this is the only time I can remember him being like a lead character. He always plays like.
That's probably it for him.
This probably is it for him.
Yeah.
As a lead character.
Yeah.
He's been in some better movies, but as a lead character, I give it.
Yeah. I would say that.
Yeah.
Damn, they got 112 acting roles.
Who, him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of TV.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of.
What
TV
about Lisa Ray?
Nah, Players Club is her best.
Players Club.
I will say I do enjoy the Players Club. I don't even know why. That's not a good movie.
It's not.
But it's hilarious.
I love that movie, but it is not a good movie. Honestly, it's hard to find. Take Bernie Mac out that movie.
It's nothing redeeming about that movie. Either.
Not at all.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Sure, I guess she graduates and stars Jamie Foxx. I guess that's supposed to be the win.
Mm,
Oh, I guess she does become a reporter. I guess that's supposed to be the win.
yeah.
I'm reaching. That's all I got.
But
Yeah.
I will watch that movie if it's on,
Okay.
which is
I will stop
It's
what I'm doing
funny.
to watch that movie if it's on.
It's a funny movie.
It is
a
hilarious.
funny movie.
Yeah.
Maybe Bernie Mac. Maybe Bernie Mac saved it for me. I don't know.
Oh, Bernie Mac definitely is the
But
Oh,
Lisa
yeah.
Ray, she's been in a lot of other good movies, huh?
Lisa Ray.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of movies.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of
Well,
movies.
not a
Good.
lot, but
She's been in some movies, but good is the hard sentence there.
Mm.
Because I can't think of anything good she's been in.
wait a minute. I know she's been in some good movies.
Name one good movie.
Hang on. Well, I'm not saying star, right? We're not talking about star.
No,
just
not even Star.
yeah.
This is a movie.
Oh shit.
Mm.
I got put. I can't think of nothing off the head. But I remember watching it. Was like, oh shit.
You don't got to pull up. Shell, you got an IMDb up?
I'm doing it right now. Players Club, The Wood, All About You, Love Chronicles, Gang of Roses, Beauty Shop,
Beauty Shop.
The Proud Family.
That's an animated series, huh?
Yeah. I don't really see a lot. I don't see a lot in here. I'm just saying, I don't see a lot.
Damn.
Now, there's a reason for that.
Maybe I said, well, that's a fact. That's a fact.
There's a reason for this.
That's a fact now.
She is no Angela Bassett when it comes to acting skills.
She is no Angela Bassett. I met her one time before, so I might be biased.
It's cool. I met her a couple of times.
Yeah, she was like, it was, matter of fact, it was some movie. She was like, did you go see such and such? I was like, nah, see, you ain't even seeing my movie. I thought you was cool. She was real cool.
I hate to put people in a box, but from our era, she's the pretty girl. So she's just been kind of like the video girl.
But you know what's funny? I agree with you. She's the pretty girl, but she's still like Chicago hood. Does that make sense?
That's why I said she like the video vixen. That's all.
Yeah.
I can
Like
say.
even in this movie, it's one of the things that's one of the lines that stand out for me. Lisa, stay calm. I am calm.
I am calm.
Damn, that's Chicago.
Yes. Yes, it is. Most definitely.
I'll go West Side.
West Side. All right,
No.
so we're gonna wrap this one up really quick. Because we're running about an hour 30. I love this. This is what we do though. We already said, do we need a sequel? Reese had an amazing idea already. I think
it
a
was
sequel
good.
now.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
I think it could work. And most of them ain't doing a whole lot. So we can go ahead and get them back.
I feel like all of them in that era, like all of the movies that came out in that era, I feel like they all need a sequel, right? I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm biased.
Yeah,
I think a lot of them could go for sequels, and they could make sense too.
Yeah, like Brown Sugar. I would love to see a sequel.
I mean, with the evolution of hip hop,
Yes. I would love.
you could write a ton of stories around that. I mean, right now, even like old folks in differentiating between the hip hop now,
Yeah.
that's a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. What's funny about that is too. I was thinking about this the other day, Reese, because I was scrolling through my Spotify channel and I noticed the conversation we had about hip hop. I think that was 2 years ago now with Wise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fun. It's great though that hip hop is at an age where we can start having these conversations, right?
Yeah.
Because it's lasted as a genre long enough where we got these different eras we can finally start piecing together. And I'm just remembering I was having this conversation with somebody about R&B today, and I was like, man, R&B today is just, man, it's like love songs don't really even exist, right? You gotta
At all.
You gotta dig through all these folks and find out some and then you gotta throw out all this bullshit. And even the women like Summer Walker and her, like all they shit is hurting. Niggas ain't shit and fuck you, nigga, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, a lot of trauma out there. A lot of trauma.
And I was talking to my aunt actually, and I was like, yeah, in the 90s, we had. She was like, that shit was trash too. You just didn't know it. She was like, I was like, Jodeci, Ooh, wait a minute.
Make it last forever?
I was like, wait, Silk.
I'm still
Okay,
gonna say
maybe.
the best R&B was in the fucking late between 78 to fucking 85.
So you talking about the Teddy P's,
That's
Marvin
facts. Marvin
Gaye's,
Gaye.
Luther
Luther's in
Vandross,
there,
Yeah.
oh
Anita
god,
The
Baker.
Nita
Whispers.
Baker. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. I would even go older than that. Even the Motown
Yeah.
R&B slow stuff, the Temps,
Yeah.
and all them.
You can't go wrong with them. You can't
Ain't
go
go
wrong.
wrong.
Even Rick James' nasty ass made Fire and Desire.
Hello.
Hey, that's the
Hello.
shit. Are you tripping? That's the shit. And that was
I'm just saying, even his nasty ass was making some love.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're gonna get off topic. I'll try to
We
make sure
already
right. But you know what? Everything was different. All this shit sounds the same now, and that's
Yeah. Nobody's original.
nobody's original. You can look in the 70s, 80s, all that shit. Everything sounds different, and you loved it all. From Al B. Shore to fucking Luther Vandross, Teddy Pendergrass, Nita Baker, Whitney
Christopher
fucking
Williams.
Christopher Williams. Come on.
I mean, Boys to Men. Like
Boys to
you could
Men.
have a Jodeci on this half
Guy.
and have a Boys to Men on this one.
Even
and
in
a
the
guy in the middle, right?
Yes, that made sense then. It was still it was different. Nowadays, all this shit sounds the same. But then again, I will admit that I'm not as tuned in to. It's probably a lot of shit. I just hear
We was just having
certain
this
stuff.
conversation yesterday. Look, False. Me and Chad was in the car. He was like, I don't know shit that's on GCI no more.
I don't know the music. I don't know the artist.
Oh.
The only way I know some of this R&B out today is that NPR's Tiny Desk.
That's it.
Yeah.
Tiny Desk concert.
it.
I'm like, if you can do a Tiny Desk, you probably worth me investigating.
That's facts. We go down the rabbit hole on a regular with Tiny Desk. So yes, I would agree.
Yeah, you got some talent,
and some of the stuff I end up liking today, the newer stuff, is because I saw them on Tiny Desk.
Yeah. I done fell down this Snow. What is
Yes.
Yeah.
Snow Allegra.
I've been all week. I've been rocking her. I had never heard of her before, but I've stumbled across her.
And she on Jay-Z label.
See, so I will take my comments and say with an asterisk, knowing that I'm not in tune with all the shit that's going. There's probably a lot of real good music out. Just don't really know about it.
But you didn't have to use the dig to find it, right?
You didn't have to dig.
You didn't have to dig to find it. That's a fact. You didn't have to do that. That was regular rotation. That was the mainstream was good shit. Now mainstream is just.
That's Reese homework. You gotta go watch. You gotta watch Tiny Desk on NPR.
That's right. Find all the NPR Tiny Desk and you'll find some good stuff.
I'm up on the Tiny Desk joints. I get put on some new stuff here and there. This ain't new. I think he got a second album like Tank and the Bangers. That's kind of tight. There's some other little joints. I don't really know the artists, but I know some of the songs. Some good stuff out.
Yeah.
And then I find out that they actually had albums before that we haven't heard. And then I like some of their old stuff. So like some of them been around forever and they don't get no airplay, right?
Yeah.
Just them. All right, y'all. We got a little bit off talk, but that's right, because that's what the wood do. The wood make you think about stuff in a different vein.
That's
right. Hey, great talking to you.
We're doing it for the culture.
It's for the culture, baby. I like to do it for the culture.
By the way, Michelle, dope shirt. I just saw it right now. Do it for the culture. That's fire.
Thank you.
For sure. So, hey, pleasure as always with y'all. Love having these convos. To all my January D9s. Happy founders to all of y'all. And we will be back next week where we will do a movie we kind of touched on a little bit earlier. What's love got to do with it? All right. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend. I'll talk to you later. In the Zone Podcast out.
Peace.